Oh, great. Through the fence I could see dilapidated out building. I wondered if I could find my way around. Let's go back all the way this way. Nothing. Let's see what's through here then. Oh god, fucking puzzles and shit. There was a fire pit there. It was still a bit warm, and a few embers still burned at the bottom. Was someone else out in these woods? Why did they abandon their campsite? A cheap dome tent slept 2 people. I shone my flashlight inside and could see some bedrolls, 2 backpacks and a cooler. Someone was just here. That? There was some personal effects shoved back into the rock. Wait, there was a notebook there too. Did I read it? Inside the cheap dollar store notebook was a page after worn pages of names and lists. None of it made much sense. The newest page contained several names: Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. Rachel? Her name was last on the list and had a mark beside it in blue ink. The names Daphne and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, and Rose had also been crossed out, but these marks looked older and more faded. What the hell? Let's get back to the main place where I came from. I didn't go all the way this way. Can't. I just see eyes. Yeah, look, there's eyes there. Do you see that? This is an owl. I almost wished I had paid more attention to those crazy scribblings. Maybe I would have been less nervous about entering that dark forest. Let's go on this one then. How do I get around? It's the same thing. I haven't been in this one. Or is this where I came from? I don't know. Aha! This is different. The warm picnic table stood within a circle of trees, like an altar. It was covered in faint markings and carvings, from who I assumed were previous campers and hikers. Sounds like water. The forest was slit by a freezing river. It looked like the bottom was all rocks. My legs throbbed with the pain of jumping down that broken ladder. It was too dangerous to try and make it across in this state. I had to turn back. Damn it. There's nothing here. Damn it, I shouldn't have jumped down the ladder. Okay, after walking around for ages, I found a light. Found what seems to be the behind of a building. So let's carry on. Yeah, we're here. A grimy sink and a small patch in it that looked almost clean. There was a damp smelling plank leaning against the stall door. I might have been able to cross the river with it. Did I take it? Yes. I managed to carry the plank under my arm so it didn't get in the way. What else is in here? Nothing but my silent footsteps. Now I gotta remember how to get to the stream. Alright, there's the camping site. Alright, finally found the exit. What? Okay, well, I wanna... Shit, I gotta remember how to get here though. Okay, so what area am I in? The campsite. It's the one closest there. Okay. And then... So not, it's that one. So let's go in this one. And then this one. Here. The cold looking river rushed by before me. The plank I found seemed safer than trying to haul across on my own. Did I use it? Yes. Is that Daisy noise? Two bodies with two young women were half dug into the hasty shallow grave between the trees. The younger looking one was still face up, her dead eyes gleaming against the flashlight. They deserved better than that. Did I clean up the gravesite? Yeah. I tried to cover them up with a bit more when I closed the younger woman's eyes. I fashioned a crude marker. I wasn't sure why, but I felt I had to do something. Random little part. The girls weren't carrying ID, so I couldn't determine their names. I only hoped that whoever has done this had done it quickly. I wondered now if they had a phone or something at their campsite. Maybe I could call for help. Did I cross back over to the other shore? Yes. Let's go to the campsite then. Okay. This way. No. This way. This way. I think it was this one. Damn it. Which one was it? Again. Two falling camp chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. If those poor girls were here, and they obviously ran off, the cans of beans were spilled on the ground and there was dirt that was kicked up. Alright. There's nothing bad. Let's go this way. There we go. Alright, let's leave. Wait, I didn't read that. The sound was the same. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. Thank God we're out of there. Through the dense trees I could finally start to see some light. I must have been at the edge of the forest, though I wasn't sure where the path ahead of me led. I could almost feel the cryptic notebook in my pocket, as I tried to think about what it could mean, and where were the campers who had abandoned their site. Would I meet them too? Though the path ahead of me was less dense, I still felt guarded and wary. Who knew what was ahead? That noise is really creepy. That was too long a walk just for nothing to happen. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I had worked as a machinist. For all those years. The plant had closed. Almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Maybe it wasn't. another body. His head had been severely beaten, and his face was covered with blood. Dug into the ground was a cracked old watch. It was mine. I bought it on the trip out west with Rachel. Did I take back my watch? Yeah. Even though it didn't run anymore, I clasped the watch around my wrist. Why was my watch dug there?